some other aspects. Again, you see on the outside edge here, this is all cortex here, and you see that's where some of the color is, because there's lots of vasculature in the cortex. The vast majority of the renal corpuscles are in the cortex. They're cortical, which means they're out near the outer edges. The juxtamedullary ones are down near the cortex medullar transition. Okay, so now you notice when you get into the medullary tissue, it just looks kind of brown. Okay, and that's normal. Then you see these columns that come in between, and you see some in here too, in this big one. These are the renal columns, and they come in between. And oftentimes there are vasculature that goes in there as well. Here's a renal column, renal column. These are renal columns in between here. Okay?
So the columns, do they separate minor calyx?
No, they separate the renal pyramids.
Okay.
Okay. And again, you notice that these are not actually pyramidal shaped. They kind of call them pyramids. Maybe it's euphemistic, I don't know. The little round nubs here, like you see right here, and also, sorry if you can't see it, right at the top here, that would be a renal papilla. Just that's where everything comes out. Okay. And so, you know, that's typical where basically it empties into the opening that surrounds it. That's the renal minor calyx, where the minor calyces come together to make a major passageway that goes down into the renal pelvis, which in this case is here. That would be a major calyx. And the renal pelvis is the area where it actually empties into the ureter. Okay? So you can see on this one. And again, you look at another, and again, you see variations in this. In fact, in humans, you see, you know, in some cases you see very well-defined lobes. In some cases they can be immature and not well-defined. It's just there's a lot of variability. So again, what you see right in here, you can see the medulla area here. You can see some of the injection of the collecting ducts in there, and then all of this region right in here is going to be a minor calyx. And as it comes together in a major passageway, which goes underneath this, that would be then a major calyx. Okay, and the renal pelvis is underneath here, where it drains out into the ureter. Pretty straightforward, right? So, what have we missed? Anything? In terms of the kidney, there's not a whole lot there. So, yeah, most of the other structures like prostatic urethra, membranous urethra, the penile urethra are going to be on the model. Okay, which I put out there.
None of these have an adrenal?
No, basically the adrenal gland is separate, and basically on the living specimen. Mix and match. So, in the living specimen, basically the adrenal gland would be right in here, anteromedial. Okay, but these didn't come with adrenal glands. It's a separate structure, and it's that way in pigs. It's that way in humans. It's not that way in cats. They're much more separate.
What about the trigone?
The trigone is actually an area within the bladder.
Okay.
So when you look at the inputs, you've got the two ureters that come in.